Right now, roughly 2% of the population in the U.S. over age 65 suffers from Parkinson's disease. This neurological disorder affects many in our region as research continues to find a cure. Sue Attebery and Edwina Anderson are here to discuss Parkinson's and its effects on those with the disease and on caretakers as well. Thank y'all for being here today.
Thank you.
You know, we talk so much about Parkinson's affecting the person, and it does, but it affects the entire family around them as well, doesn't it?
It does, absolutely.
Talk to us about being a caretaker, because you're a caretaker for your husband for several years.
Probably 5 years.
Yeah.
We knew that he had Parkinson's, but he was not diagnosed before that. He probably had it at least 5 years before that, but it's sometimes hard to diagnose because in his case he didn't have tremors.
Right.
So, and that's one of the first things that physicians look for, I think. But, and he was very fortunate that he stayed mobile.
Right.
Until his death. But your mother didn't, did she?
No, she unfortunately she was her legs were affected, and she was not able to be mobile as much as she wanted to be toward the end of her life. And Parkinson's is such, it affects not only, like I said, it affects not only the person that has the disease, it affects their entire family circle and all those people that are caregivers for them as well.
Yes, and it certainly impacts their quality of life and the caregiver's quality of life too, because everything changes after a person is confined to the home more than they were before. But my husband was fortunate in that he did keep going until his death, but that doesn't happen to most Parkinson's patients actually. And age too doesn't predict Parkinson's patients, because Sue and I, which one of us would you think had Parkinson's? You would think I had it because of the age difference, but Sue.
Yes, I'm the Parkinson's patient here. I was diagnosed 6 years ago when I was 47, so I'm almost 53 now. Right. And so I'm in my 6th year with Parkinson's disease.
And for most folks, you know, they hear about Parkinson's disease and they think tremors automatically. Tell us a little more in depth of what Parkinson's is actually as a disease.
Well, Parkinson's disease is where you do have tremors. A lot of people present originally with tremors, but I originally presented with very bad back pain, so we were very much hoping that I had a pinched nerve. And it took 2 years before I was diagnosed. And by the time you're diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, the neurons that are putting dopamine out into your body have pretty much died. So that's why we have to take medication to replace that dopamine. That's carbidopa-levodopa.
And the medications that you get, some of them work for some people, some of them work for other folks. It's kind of a hit and miss with medications when it comes to dealing with Parkinson's.
Absolutely. Well, carbidopa-levodopa is the gold standard still.
Right.
And that is one of the ways that they determine if you have Parkinson's disease. There's no definitive test. You can't take a blood test or take an x-ray or anything like that to find out if you have Parkinson's. You'll do some physical testing that they'll do, and then if they suspect that you have Parkinson's disease, they typically give you carbidopa-levodopa, and if that works, then they'll put you on a regime that helps you with your symptoms. And
looking down the road, research is the what we need to strive for, because that's where a cure is going to be found at some point. And tell us about the local efforts here. I know you all have a one-man show coming up that's already sold out to raise money. Tell us about that just a little bit, and how, you know, down the road, tell us about the local efforts in the fight against Parkinson's here. Well, the one-man show is side effects may include. It's a story about OBGYN physician who has Parkinson's, and it was a woman, and her husband is a writer for Seinfeld, and he wrote the story of their walk with Parkinson's. So that's what the play will be about, and we've been very fortunate that the play is completely sold out. So thank you very much, everybody, for coming out and supporting. What we would like to tell you all about right now is that Johnson City and Bristol, Tennessee both have Parkinson's support group. In Kingsport, we do not have a support group, but we are fixing that. Knowing that there's such an interest in it and that there's a lot of people living with Parkinson's in Kingsport, we are starting our program, and we are going to have an organizational meeting at the YMCA in Kingsport next Friday. I believe that's the 18th. At 1 o'clock, and we would like anyone that's interested in learning more, whether you're a caregiver, someone that's just interested, or you have Parkinson's, if you'd like to come to this organizational meeting and help us, that would be great. I'm happy to give my telephone number if anyone wants to call to get information. Go ahead and give us that phone number.
It's 803-319-3685.
All right.
And that is out-of-state phone number, but I've had that phone number for 20 years, and you know how it is. It's hard to give up the number.
All right.
So please call.
Yes, ladies, thank you all so much for stopping by today, and we're going to put that that number on our website later on. Thank you all
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Folks, Parkinson's disease, research is the cure. Every time you see a fundraiser going on for Parkinson's in our region, please take advantage of that and help out all you can in the fight against Parkinson's. And in just a few moments, we're heading over to the kitchen because it is Biscuits and Gravy Day here on Food City Friday.
From Lee's for lunch or dinner, we have local specials daily featuring